You're now rocking one-on-one with Raider Mystic KPOV 88.9 FM.
To me, there are three things we all should do every day. If we do this every day of our life, you're going to have, what a wonderful, number one is laugh. You should laugh every day. Number two is think. You should spend some time in thought. And number three is you should have your emotions moved to tears. Could be happiness or joy. But think about it. If you laugh,
Jimmy
you
B.
think, and you cry,
Great coach.
that's a full day. That's a heck of a day. You do that 7 days a week, you're going to have something special.
This is gonna be hotter than I thought. How you spelling that? Yeah, great. Whatever. Back to my story.
Hold up!
Ever since a young boy, I've been getting buckets. Ever since a young boy, I've been getting buckets. Pull it back, Kobe. Pull it back, Kobe. Swish. I don't even gotta look, I take the shot in here. Swish. I don't even touch the rim when I pull up, it's just swish. Backboard wet, only thing I know is swish. Pull it back, Kobe.
All right, Bend, Oregon. Raider Mystic in La Casa. As promised from last week, if you tuned into the show, I said I was gonna drop some basketball knowledge on the girls' local high school scene. Here we are, live and direct. We're full on kicking off basketball season. It's everywhere in high school land. The bands are playing, the stadiums, the arenas are full. Kids are cheering, doing silly chants. The cheerleaders are singing the national anthems occasionally. Saw it last night. First, I want to give a shout out, congratulations to Ava Garris of Trinity Lutheran for being the Lady OSAA Athlete of the Week right here in Bend, Oregon. Ava Garris of Trinity on the girls basketball team. Also, the other athlete of the week is a wrestler from Ridgeview right here in Redmond, Oregon for the whole state. Congratulations, Logan Hobbs. Logan Hobbs, you are the boys athlete of the week, straight out of Ridgeview. All right, let's get into this. All right. So with girls basketball this week, I'm going to give you a little update on a few scores. So the Redmond girls played last night, played Philomath. They lost 31-36. The Redmond girls have an overall record of 4-2. 4-2, leading their division. Mountain View girls lost last night to North Eugene, 45-54. Mountain View has a total record of 2-2. Summit beat West Albany last night, 53-44. Also with an overall record of 2-2. So the top three you got right there is Redmond, Mountain View, and Summit. Ridgeview didn't play in the last few days. Ridgeview's sitting at 0-4 at the moment. Caldera lost to Roseburg last night, 30-37. Caldera also is 0-4. Ben lost to Pendleton last night, 53-50. Ben High School with a record of 0-5. The Trinity girls lost to Jordan Valley last night. Trinity sitting with a solid 4-4. And Madras, watch out for Madras. They beat Rochester, school in Washington, in a tournament last night. They won 66-31. And I'm going over all of Madras's scores And they have an overall record, first I'll say, of 5-1. And the Madras girls always look pretty strong. You know, being out there on the courts and watching them play, they're a tough team to play. And they're a tougher group of girls, too. And their scores are they're beating their teams by about twice as much as the other team's scoring. So last night they beat Rochester 66-31. They have an overall record, like I said, of 5-1. So watch out for the Madras girls squad. I believe the JV also is a pretty strong squad. So that is a quick breakdown on what's going on with our girls high school basketball here. So it looks like, you know, we got the top couple teams, Redmond, Mountain View, and Summit at the moment. And Bend and Caldera and Ridgeview need to get a few in there and work their way back up. So now let's move over to the boys. Last night, I was at the Mountain View high school game. The Mountain View boys beat Roseburg. Excuse me, that was North Eugene. Last night, Mountain View beat North Eugene. It was a close game. The lead kept changing. Went down to the wire, and Mountain View pulled it out. Mountain View is currently 4-0, undefeated. Congratulations. And ranked number 1 in the OSAA rankings. So currently 4-0, undefeated, ranked number 1. If you want to catch a game, today Mountain View plays Roseburg here in Bend at home. The JV has the first game at noon. I believe the freshmen are playing in the other gym as well. Not absolutely correct on that, but that's usually the case. Usually the JV and the freshmen play at the same time, and then the varsity game follows that. And so the JV tip-off at noon, and the varsity tip-off today at 1:30. If you want to go check out a local high school basketball game and support your undefeated Mountain View Cougars. Last night, Bend High beat Pendleton. Pretty big digits, 71-23. Bend High is currently 2-4. Redmond beat Mazama last night. So Redmond now is 5-1 on the season and currently ranked number 3 in the 5A division. Now, if you don't know, there are 6 divisions in high school basketball. 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A, 5A, and 6A, divided by a spectrum of different numbers and where you're located in the state and kind of the size of kids at the school. And Trinity, I see you, Trinity. The Trinity boys beat Jordan Valley last night. And Trinity has a record of 6-2. And if you don't know, last season, I believe Trinity made it all the way to the championship game. Or they were one game away. It was real close. Trinity is in the 1A division here. Okay. So congratulations to all you boys and girls out there playing basketball. I'm going to dip into some other high school sports here over the next few weeks. I also have a couple special guests coming in here, a couple local superstars, football players, ex-football players that have played for NFL teams that have both been to the Super Bowl. Big achievements all the way around, and really cool members of the community that do a lot in our sports environment and have children in our sports. And I've gotten to know them pretty well over the years from our kids playing against each other. I have a 9-year-old and a 15-year-old, and they both have kids the same exact ages that we've shared teams and been opponents many times also. And also our coaches, but we'll drop some names later. So let's move over to NBA basketball, specifically your Portland Trailblazers, my favorite squad. Grew up watching ever since back in the day. I remember back in the 80s sitting in Bend, Oregon, listening to Mandolin Rain on the radio and watching Clyde Drexler with his half-bald head flying through the air, dunking, Jerome Kersey. Super awesome story. Rest in peace, Jerome Kersey. So I used to work at a place here called Ibex. They do phone support for Apple. As you know, the Moda Center is where the Trailblazers play. And across the street from Ibex back in the day, there was a Moda little setup there that Moda ran. And one day they brought the Trailblazers to Bend. I was really surprised that they were coming through and just naturally setting up. And they brought the 1977 championship trophy, the one that the Portland Trailblazers have, the one flag hanging in the arena for how many championships we have. And Jerome Kersey came. And at the time, it was the announcers, Mike and Mike. And I had to call in sick to work so I could go there. But I worked across the street from the place. So I was across the street from my work shooting hoops with Jerome Kersey at the time with my older son. And it was awesome. They had some of the Portland cheerleaders there. I was doing a play-by-play with Mike and Mike and just hanging out, shooting hoops with Jerome Kersey. 1 week after that, Jerome Kersey had a freak little incident and passed away. So rest in peace, Jerome. It was awesome to get the opportunity to meet you. It was fun that the Trailblazers brought some people through town. That was really cool. They also, during that time, were stopping at random landmarks. And they stopped at Smith Rock. And you could go out there and do that all at Smith Rock. So we actually ran out to Smith Rock that day, too. And the only people we were able to catch there were the cheerleaders. But got an awesome picture of the cheerleaders holding up my son in front of Smith Rock. Pretty epic. Thanks, Trailblazers. But on Trailblazer news that I was trying to get to before another story, Damian Lillard currently was holding the three-point record for the Portland Trailblazers with 11 three-pointers in a game. And this last week on Monday night, he tied it. He did it again. He hit another 11 three-pointers. I believe the final stat was 11 for 17. So if he could have just made one more, he would have broke his own record, made a new record. But you never know in sport what's going to happen on any given night. There's always athletes fighting it out, and I love that. I love that. So congratulations, Dame Dollar. Trailblazers won the last few. They just lost last night to the Mavericks, but they're hanging in there with a record of 16-13, doing pretty good. Like I said, strong. Watch out for them in the playoffs. If you're an Oregon State Beaver fan, you are excited today because the Oregon State Beavers are playing Florida in Las Vegas at my favorite new stadium that I need to get to, Allegiant Stadium, home of your Las Vegas Raiders. So Oregon State in the Las Vegas Bowl playing today. Kickoff for that is at 11:30. So I'm sure a lot of you will be tuning in. I know we got some old schoolers, a guy named Bruce, the local famous guy. He's going to be watching it. And if you're a Raider fan and a Beaver fan, you're in heaven because you get to go to the Raiders-Patriots game tomorrow in Las Vegas at the same stadium. And if you are an employee at the stadium, you are not in heaven because you are going to be working hard for the next 48 hours serving salty pretzels and hot dogs to all kinds of people and cleaning up all their trash. So make sure when you're at these sporting events, you put trash in the proper receptacles and help these people out because it's not your dirty little garage, all right? Remember that. A lot of stuff going on. FIFA World Cup action. If you don't know, soccer has been taken over for the last few weeks. I know a lot of kids and a lot of teachers at the schools been given the opportunity to kind of get to catch some of that World Cup off to the side in the classrooms. So thank you, teachers, for sharing that sport with the kids as well. And we're all the way down to the final. The kickoff is tomorrow morning. If you want to watch the World Cup final, it's tomorrow morning. It's Argentina versus France. Argentina versus France at 7 a.m. And if you were all up on it, you would know that the third place game just finished. Update. This is a breaking sports update. Croatia just beat Morocco 2-1 in the third place game. I know a couple people that are over there in Qatar where the FIFA games have taken place. There's been a little bit of controversy there too, but I hear it's a great atmosphere for soccer. Everyone's having a lot of fun. All right. Shifting away from soccer, we are now moving to football. So all you Russell Wilson fans or Bronco fans, you're going to take a little break, and we're going to see how Brett Rippon does this week. Russell Wilson was under concussion protocol, and if you know, some of these guys take some pretty big hits. I think Russell was actually taking a lot of big hits the last few weeks from what I've seen and what I've read and what I've heard, and obviously concussion protocol. But I guess he cleared concussion protocol. But, you know, you really want to make sure that the health of the player is in its best state. So if you're out there, whatever sport you're playing, if the kid hits his head or gets hit on the head, you know, make sure they're doing okay and really give them a little bit of time to heal because it's your brain. You know what I'm saying? That's your brain. You need it the rest of your life. So Brett Rippon gets the start for the Broncos. Might be a familiar name. Might have heard of his uncle, Mark Rippon. He played for the previously named Washington Redskins, who are now the Washington Commanders. And he was a Super Bowl winner with them. So Brett's his nephew, if you wanted to know. And now I'm going to cross over here and drop a little bit of a classic sports track for you. This is from the movie Space Jam, back in the day, starring Michael Jordan. If you want to see a good sports flick, connects Looney Tunes with some basketball and a little bit of Mike, check it out.
Everybody get up, it's
And
time
let's
to
go.
slam now. We got the real jam going down. Welcome to the Space Jam. Here's your chance, do your dance at the Space Jam. All right.
Come on and slam, and welcome to the jam. Come on and slam, if you wanna jam. Hey, yo, what you gon' do? Hey, yo, what you gon' do? Hey, yo, what you gon' do? Hey, yo, what you gon' party people in the house? Let's go. It's your boy JC. Alright, so pass that thing and watch me flex behind my back. You know what's next? Jam, all in your face. What's up? Just feel the bass, drop it, knock it down the room, shake it, quake it, space kaboom. Just work that body, make sure you don't hurt nobody. Get wild and lose your mind. Take this thing into overtime. Hey DJ, turn it up. QCD gon' burn it up. Come on, y'all, get on the floor. So hey, let's go.
Everybody get up, it's time to slam now. We got the real jam going down. Welcome to the Space Jam. Here's your chance, do your dance at the Space Jam. All right. Wave your hands in the air if you feel fine. We're gonna take it into overtime. Welcome to the Space Jam. Here's your chance, do your dance at the Space Jam.
I'm spinning in my chair over here. Let's go.
Come on, it's time to get hype. Say who? Come on, all the fellas saying who?
There it is.
Come on, one time for the ladies saying who?
There it is.
Now, all the fellas saying who? There it is, Ron. Come on and run, baby, run. Come on, do it right, baby, run. Yeah, you wanna hoop, so shoot, baby, shoot. It's time to hoop, so shoot, baby, shoot, baby. Come on and slam, and welcome to the jam. Come on and slam, if you wanna jam. Come on and slam, and welcome to the jam. Come on and slam, if you wanna jam. Slam, bam, thank you, ma'am. Get on the floor and jam. It's the QCD on the microphone. Girl, you got me in the zone. Come on, let's start the game. Break it down, tell me your name. Team, I'm the coach. Let's dance all night from coast to coast. Just slide from left to right. Just slide yourself tonight. The QCD, drop the bass. 3.1 all in your face. Jam on it. Let's have some fun. One-on-one, you run the O and I run the D. So come on, baby, just jam for me.
Everybody get up, it's time to slam now. We got the real jam going down. Welcome to the Space Jam.
Shout out to all the coaches out there. Shout out to the coaches.
Wave your hands in the air if you feel fine. We're gonna take it into overtime.
We're going to get a little more interactive as these shows go on.
Do your dance at the Space Jam.
Get you fans out there to call in.
Ladies, y'all ready to stop? And y'all wanna know why? 'Cause it's the Slam Jam, fellas. Y'all ready to stop?
Make sure to respect your referees out there helping out the game.
Everybody get up, it's time to slam now.
Lots of
We got
respect.
the real jam going down. Welcome to the Space Jam. Here's your chance, do your dance at the Space Jam. All right. Wave your hands in the air if you feel fine. We're gonna take it into overtime. Welcome to the Space Jam. Here's your chance, do your dance at the Space Jam. All right.
Come on, everybody say nah, 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 nah. Come on, let me hear you say hey, oh. Come on, everybody. Nah, 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 nah. Just take the time and let me say hey, oh. Check it out, y'all ready for this? Nah, y'all ain't ready. Y'all ready for this? Come on, check it out. Y'all ready to jam? I don't think so. Y'all ready to jam? Come on.
Sports happening all the time around these parts. Looking forward to the Raiders game tomorrow against the Patriots. It doesn't matter how the season is going sometimes. They're both right on the cuff right there. But the Patriots and the Raiders have a long time love-hate relationship. It goes back to a couple Super Bowls, a couple Snow Bowls. All kinds of stuff happened. Even one of the players punched one of the coaches. But I would never, ever recommend anybody ever doing that. Don't do that. It's not kind. It's not respectful. That's not the way we want to do it. But the past was the past. The 70s was a whole different story. I'm going to end today's show with a little pump-up song for college football that I love. It's called We Too Deep. Football anthem by a guy named Yoda. Not that little guy. Not the little guy named Yoda. Just another dude.
Hey,
out
fellas,
there.
we ain't gonna ever back down from nobody.
Thanks for tuning in.
I don't care who it is.
KPOV
This is a brotherhood.
88.9.
And if we stand strong together, we can't be denied. If one of us go down, we have another, and another, and another that's ready to fight. So let's hit this field and bang them.
One-on-one with Raider Mystic.
Somebody light me up.
Shh.
We too deep. We too deep. We too deep.
I know you see those warriors at the top of the hill. Ain't nobody hold us back. We too real.
Shout out to KPOV for allowing us to have this show.
People scream, all in the stadium. Everybody yelling, we too deep. We too deep. We too deep.
Who's going to win this week?
Everybody yelling, we too deep.
You don't know
We too deep.
until the game happens and it's over.
Everybody yelling.
I was at a high school basketball game the other night. They were almost down by 20 and almost came all the way back. It was so close. I saw a kid hit 5 3-pointers in a row out in Primeville the other day. Sport, you gotta love it. Pushing the boundaries. Testing it. Testing the water. Don't ever stop. Keep trying. Do anything you want.
Coming down the hill, yeah, we deep. Don't try me, boy. I be with my squad. Catching bodies, boy. Yo, we too deep. Talking crazy, that'll get your murk. Coming down the hill, yeah, we real. And we getting turned.
Turn up.
Hit the field, and we shut them down.
Turn up.
Turn Death Valley to a body town. Everybody going nuts. Yeah, we hitting hard and it's showing up. Offense, them boys, they going crazy. And the defense turning up.
300.
No, we just ain't got no chill. You know we for real. We turn it when we hit the field. Everybody with us is real. And they going crazy like soon as we run down the hill. That's all you gon' hear when we knocking you out. You thought you was real, but that's not what you bout.
I know you see those warriors at the top of the hill. Ain't nobody hold us back. We too real. The roar of a champion. All you hear is people scream. All in the stadium. Everybody yelling, we too deep. We too deep. We too deep. Everybody yelling, we too deep. We too deep. We too deep. Everybody yelling.
All right, y'all. I'm signing out. I'm having fun. Tune in next week. It'll be Christmas Eve, and I'll be live again every week. See you soon.
right.